Hey, welcome back. I came across a video that I think every Canadian needs to see. It's one of those moments that really shows how the dynamic between Canada and our neighbor down south is starting to change. It saddens me that it has come to this, but it's also something to be proud of. Now, today's background is a bit biased. It's my hometown, and I wanted to show you where I'm from. It's one of the rare places where you can go skiing or snowboarding in the morning and still make it to the golf course or the beach in the afternoon. If you're one of our international viewers or from another part of Canada and curious about Vancouver, feel free to drop a comment below. I picked this setting for a reason because the video we're about to watch also comes out of BC. And if you're enjoying this kind of content, a quick like and subscribe really helps the channel grow and reach more Canadians and allies around the world. Let's get into it.
The American flag has hung inside Queen's Park Arena for decades, a fixture, along with historic championship banners from glory days past and a vintage scoreboard. But Monday night, New Westminster Council voted to take it down.
I used to play in this rink a lot back in my 20s, mostly pickup games and beer league hockey. That American flag hanging up, it's always been there. And it's not just this rink. You'll find it in arenas across the country. Back then, I never thought twice about it. It was a sign of respect for the US teams that came up for tournaments. They were our neighbors, and I used to cross the border at least once every 2 months for shopping. But today, things have changed. I don't play hockey anymore. But if I were out there now and looked up at that flag, I'd be asking why it's still there, especially with the political climate we're in right now.
One councillor introduced the motion after being put off by a moment during the anthems at a recent youth hockey tournament.
And it just struck me as almost inappropriate that the kids were having to look up when their country is being told it's a 51st state, it really isn't a real country. And the kids are singing "O Canada" and they're singing it to an American flag. And I just thought, you know what, the timing has come for us to remove a very old tradition.
The decision to take down the flag is generally being welcomed, though some are sad it's come to this.
Well, I think it's very unfortunate because we had such a great relationship, the longest undefended border in the world. Proud of that. People that went back to the war said how we fought side by side, and this came up sort of out of nowhere.
I didn't know there was one up here, to be honest. I'm really short. But for sure, I agree.
I think it's a good idea, yeah. I mean, I'm sure the whole community feels the same way with everything going on.
This is real feedback from everyday Canadians, people just like you and me. And yeah, it's sad that it's come to this point, but I stand with Canada. If you feel the same way, let us know in the comments. I want to hear where you stand. Let's keep going.
Councillor Daniel Fontaine says the Stars and Stripes will be replaced by a City of New Westminster flag.
For me, it was more about our arena, our community, our civic facility than it was necessarily about what other facilities are doing. If they choose to keep an American flag up, I'm not here to judge them.
As for when the flag is coming down, no exact date has been set just yet, but Fontaine says staff will remove it quietly in the coming weeks.
I fully support replacing the American flag with the flag of New Westminster. It's their city, their arena, and that flag deserves to be there. So credit where it's due. Well done, New West. If I ever lace up again and play at Queen's Park, I'll look up and be proud that the US flag is gone. While digging around, I also found out that Lakewood Park in Windsor, Ontario removed the US flag about 3 months ago. So they were ahead of the curve. I only found out about it today, but if you haven't seen it yet, I wanted to share it with the community. Let's take a look.
Many residents in the region are flying their Canadian pride, some visibly disappointed by Trump's tariff policy. But the American flagpole at Lakewood Park in Tecumseh stands empty. Mayor Gary McNamara says the town has a new policy.
The policy will dictate if we can fly it or not. Special occasions, special flags. For example, Black History Month. We just flew that flag last month.
The change in policy coincided with U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff talks.
It's not necessarily caused because of the tariffs, but Bob, I'm telling you, it's not a bad thing. I'm glad that we took it down.
McNamara says if the new flag policy was not in place, he would have suggested taking down the American flag as soon as the tariffs went into effect.
How can you stand idly by when a government of a country wants to bring you to the knee.
Well said. We shouldn't just sit back and take it. Canadians have a reputation for being friendly, respectful, and fair. And yeah, we've got our own issues, like any country. But around the world, people still see us as a trusted friend. So when that so-called friend down south turns around and stabs us and others in the back, I'm not going to pretend like nothing happened. I wouldn't keep a photo of them hanging in my house, and I sure as hell wouldn't fly their flag in my backyard.
The city of Windsor is not taking down American flags, neither are other municipalities like LaSalle and Essex.
So in order to change it, we would have to raise it at council and vote on it at the council level. I can't go to staff and say, do this, do that. It is consensus at the council chamber that changes things in our town.
McNamara isn't worried about optics or what message the empty pole sends because thousands in his community stand to be affected. He says he would be averse to raising the American flag at one of their sporting venues if requested for a local tournament.
It's not about the people in general. It's about the policy of their government of the day. And I think what we're doing is basically standing up for Canada.
Couldn't agree more. This is about standing up for Canada and sending a clear message. We're not going to bow down to Donald. There's no reason to keep showing respect to a flag when their government and a large chunk of Donald's supporters don't respect us. Simple as that. While I was rendering this video, I came across another report. Mississauga removed the US flag too. That happened about 2 months ago, and I figured it was worth adding to this video. Take a look.
Now, speaking of all things Canada, Mississauga Mayor Carolyn Parrish says the city has started taking down American flags. She said on X, quote, "At the request of many, the city has begun removing all American flags from sports arenas and locations along Lake Ontario, including the pier at Snug Harbor and Port Credit. Oversized Canadian flags are being ordered and will be installed on all poles at City Hall." Here's what some Mississauga residents have said.
It's good that we have more Canadian flags. It's part of the identity, and in these times, it's important to have to be together and be strong, and of course have identity. Right?
I'm all for it. I love Canada, and I want to do everything I can to support our beautiful country.
I've never been prouder to be Canadian, so I'm all for it. Fly the Canadian flags.
Mississauga, not the first to do this. Earlier this month, Barrie's mayor ordered the removal of all American flags from city-owned facilities like hockey arenas in response to the tariffs.
All right, looks like I'm late to this one. I just found out that Barrie, Sarnia, and West Lincoln have all taken down the US flag in their towns. Honestly, good on them. We've been hearing from everyday Canadians who support these decisions, and I'm right there with them. In my view, US flags shouldn't be flying anywhere in Canada. Not right now, at least. That's just how I see it. If you feel the same way, drop a comment. I'd like to know where you stand. And if you agree with the direction we're taking, a quick like and subscribe helps more Canadians and our allies find this channel. If you're still watching, I appreciate you sticking around, and we'll catch you in the next video.